I told you, Sid, you're not qualified to run a camp.
Oh, since when do qualifications have anything to do with childcare? Besides, these kids look up to me. I'm a role model to them.
Hey, that was a clip from the movie, Ice Age. What do you think? Did you understand it? There was an idiom in it. Did you hear it? Hello, have you ever walked out of an English class thinking, hey, I'm beginning to really understand English, only to be totally frustrated when you sat down and watched an American movie? You may have understood most of the words being spoken, but you couldn't understand the meaning. Having a clear understanding of English is so important, whether it's being used in school, social situations, or in your professional life. English has become the common world language, and regardless of why you're trying to learn it, it is essential that you understand the true meaning of what is being said. To do so, you must understand idioms and phrasal verbs. This is why I'm making these videos. I want to help you learn about idioms and phrasal verbs, but more importantly, I want to do it in a fun and enjoyable way. Learning a language can be so boring. I'm hoping that by using movies and TV shows, you'll be able to enjoy the learning process more. There will be 7 idioms or phrasal verbs examined in each of these videos, and there will be an initial series of videos analyzing about 100 idioms and phrasal verbs. The number of these phrases will quickly ramp up to more than 1,000 idioms and phrasal verbs, as more videos are uploaded. These videos would be great for teachers as well. So sit back and relax, and let's learn about idioms and phrasal verbs. Okay, let's take a look at our first phrase. The name of this phrase is, let it go. The meaning of this phrase is, to stop thinking about something. To stop caring about something. Here's an example of this phrase. I know. I know. I'm going bald. Can you please let it go? The chicken is saying it knows it's losing its feathers. It wants the other chicken to stop talking about it. Another example of this phrase is, we have an important project deadline soon and you're all arguing about what you want to eat for dinner. Let it go. The man is saying, stop arguing about dinner and start focusing on the work that we need to do. And just to summarize, let it go means to stop thinking or being upset about something. Now let's look at some video clips that provide examples of this phrase.
Do you think the mayor asked what I wanted when he assigned you to me?
But sir, if you-
Life isn't some cartoon musical where you sing a little song and your insipid dreams magically come true. So let it go.
In this clip, Judy is asking the chief to allow her to investigate a crime. The chief doesn't respect Judy and tells her that in life, your dreams don't always come true. He tells her that she should let it go. He's telling her to stop asking him to allow her to investigate a crime. Let it go means to stop thinking about something.
What have you been working on these days?
Whoa, where'd that come from?
Where did what come from?
I try to be supportive, and you break out the hot lights and the rubber hose.
I just asked what you've been working
Oh my
on.
God, let it go. Can you believe this guy?
In this clip, Leonard is asking Sheldon a simple question about his job. Sheldon gets angry and acts like Leonard is being rude and demanding with his questions. Leonard is confused and says that he just asked an innocent question. Sheldon gets angrier and tells Leonard to let it go. Sheldon is telling Leonard to stop thinking about Sheldon's job and stop asking him questions about it.
Paul Simon says Art Garfunkel is a loser.
Oh, come on, Paul. It's been 40 years. Let it go.
Paul Simon says I wrote all the songs.
We know that. No one is denying you credit.
Here, the cartoon is making a parody about Paul Simon, who was part of the singing group Simon and Garfunkel. The group made many classic pop songs. In this clip, Paul Simon is telling Stewie that he himself wrote all the great songs and that Garfunkel did not. Stewie says that after 40 years, Paul should let it go and stop thinking about the past. Stewie is saying that everyone has already credited him with most of the great songs. Great! Now let's look at our second phrase. The name of this phrase is, look up to. The meaning of this phrase is, to respect and admire someone. If you look up to someone, you admire them and aspire to be like them. An example of this phrase is, Alex is the captain of our football team and almost everyone looks up to him. He is the heart of the team. This means that almost everyone admires and respects Alex on and off the football field. Another example of this phrase is, Jonas is the undisputed leader of our team. Every team member respects him and looks up to him. This means that everyone on the team acknowledges Jonas as the leader because they admire his leadership skills and intelligence. And to summarize, look up to means to trust, have faith in, and to rely on someone. Now let's look at some video clips that provide examples of this phrase.
I told you, Sid, you're not qualified to run a camp.
Oh, since when do qualifications have anything to do with childcare? Besides, these kids look up to me. I'm a role model to them.
In this clip, Manny is telling Sid that he does not have the skills to manage a camp for children. Sid says that he can do it and that the children look up to him. Sid is saying that the children admire and respect Sid and that he can take care of them. Look up to means when someone, often younger, admires and respects another person.
With Tank, the Shredder Evans, Tank, 9-time defending champ.
A role model? No. But I do consider myself somebody that everyone should look up to. Kids should try to pretend that they're Tank. I mean, they should try. Good luck, kids.
In this clip, Tank is talking with the announcer about being a role model. He says that he doesn't feel he should be a role model, but he does feel kids should look up to him. Tank is saying that kids should look up to him because he is the best surfer. Tank is saying that children should admire and respect him because he thinks that he is great.
They look up to you. Right now, they need you.
In this clip, all the students from the mansion are staring at Raven. As the other students stare, one man tells Raven that the students look up to her. The man is telling Raven that the students admire and respect her as a person and as an X-Man. Fantastic! Let's continue on with our third phrase. The name of this phrase is, burning the candle at both ends. The meaning of this phrase is, to do something from early in the morning until late at night. An example of this phrase is, Sarah is going to school during the day and working at night. She sure is burning the candle at both ends. This means that Sarah is working from early morning until late at night trying to educate herself. Another example of this phrase is, Theo has a wife and 3 kids, and he is burning the candle at both ends trying to provide for his family. This means that Theo is working long hours trying to provide for his growing family. And to summarize, burning the candle at both ends means to become exhausted from getting up early and working late. Now let's look at some video clips that provide examples of this phrase.
It's so unfair, just because he's different.
Well, time to hit the books.
Burning the candle at both ends, eh, boy? Go get him.
All right, okay. Let's take care of some business.
In this clip, Homer and Bart have just finished watching a movie. Bart says that it's time to hit the books, which means study. Homer then says, burning the candle at both ends, eh? Homer is saying that Bart is working hard, late into the night. Burning the candle at both ends means that you're working in the early mornings and late into the night.
You sure you don't want to come in?
I have to get back. I just wanted to leave this.
Thank you.
Rachel?
Looks like someone's been burning the candle at both ends. Must have been quite an occasion.
It is my birthday.
I know.
In this clip, Rachel is coming to visit Bruce Wayne on his birthday. Rachel tells Bruce that it looks like he's burning the candle at both ends. Rachel is saying that Bruce has been busy doing things early in the morning and late at night.
Hey! Look who's burning the candle at both ends. Why didn't you come out with us? There's no more cuts planned. You don't have to kiss my ass. I frankly don't even know what it is you guys do.
In this clip, Will is walking into the office to meet with Peter and Seth. As Will sees Peter, he says, "Look who's burning the candle at both ends." Will is saying that he can see that Peter has been working late into the night. So we've now finished 3 phrases. What do you think? Are you enjoying these videos? We have more of these free videos online, and we're working hard to add more each week. It takes a lot of time to create this content, and we could really use your help. Please hit the like button and subscribe to our channel. By subscribing to our channel, you will be able to receive notifications whenever we upload a new video to YouTube. We really need your help. Great work! As I said, we're now going to discuss our 4th phrase. The name of this phrase is, off the grid. The meaning of this phrase is, not being connected to public utilities such as electricity, gas, and electric. Occasionally, people that are off the grid don't have bank accounts as well. Sometimes people move off the grid because they don't trust the government and want to isolate themselves from it. An example of this phrase is, Ken and Judy moved off the grid last year. They got tired of the stress of the city living and concerns with the government. This means that Ken and Judy wanted to separate themselves from the government and other stresses in life. Another example of this phrase is, Frank moved off the grid a few months ago. He now lives somewhere up in the mountains. Frank is not connected to public utilities, has no bank accounts, and no access to the internet. To summarize, off the grid means to not be connected to or serviced by publicly or privately managed utilities. Excellent. Now let's take a look at some video clips that provide examples of this phrase.
Oh! He's invited me to his cabin for the weekend to discuss a breakthrough he's had. His cabin? Yes, he lives off the grid up in the mountains.
In this clip, Sheldon has received a letter from another scientist. The man wants Sheldon to come and visit him. When Sheldon is asked why the man lives in a cabin, Sheldon explains that the man lives off the grid. Sheldon is saying that the man is not connected to government utilities or wire connections. People sometimes live off the grid when they distrust the government and want to live independently. Other times people want to live off the grid so that they are not dependent on public utilities. They live completely independently.
Look at you. Stop the car. You stop the car right now. Stop the car.
Okay, that's a great idea, Jet. We should get off the grid right now.
In this clip, Jed is telling Bob that he wants him to stop the car because government people are chasing them. Bob thinks that Jed is telling him that they should move off the grid so that the government cannot find them. Bob is saying that he agrees that they should go someplace where the government's electrical devices cannot find them.
Started again. A new program. Iron Hand. It's even worse than before.
What's that got to do with me?
Because it matters. It matters.
Not to me, it doesn't. All that matters is staying alive. You get off the grid, survive.
I don't believe that, and neither do you.
In this clip, Bourne is talking with Nikki about a dangerous new government agency that has been formed. Bourne doesn't want to fight the agency. He just wants to get off the grid and stay alive. Bourne is saying that he just wants to go someplace where the government can't find him. That's terrific. We're now going to look at our fifth phrase. The name of this phrase is, back in the day. The meaning of this phrase is, this normally refers to a time in the past when a person was younger. The person is normally recalling something nice. An example of this phrase is, I remember back in the day, coming here and hopping on top of this wall, with absolutely no fear of falling. The old woman is saying that she remembers when she was young, she had the ability to hop on top of the wall effortlessly. Another example of this phrase is, back in the day, we used to come out here and tend our garden for hours and hours. The people are saying that when they were younger, they could come out and work in the garden for many hours. And to summarize, back in the day is used when someone is referring to when they were younger and had certain abilities. Excellent. Now let's look at some video clips for more examples of this phrase.
What's your name, kid?
Yankee Irving, sir.
Hey, you got spunk, you know that? He reminds me of me back in the day.
In this clip, Yankee is trying to meet Babe Ruth to ask him a question. After finally meeting him, Babe says that Yankee reminds him of himself back in the day. Babe is saying that when he looks at Yankee, he reminds him of himself when he was a young boy.
You should have seen this guy back in the day, huh? He was so little, he could fit in just about anywhere. Lockers, trash cans. Oh, man, how did you get inside that backpack?
In this clip, Leonard and his friends are talking with Jimmy, a bully from Leonard's high school days. Jimmy says that, you should have seen this guy back in the day. Jimmy is telling everyone that they should have seen Leonard back in time when they were in high school.
Well, Peter, you got some pretty cool albums here.
Yeah, well, I was one cool potato back in the day.
You know, some of these might actually be worth something. Look at this. Beatles, Rolling Stones.
In this clip, Brian, the dog, is talking with Peter about Peter's music album collection. Brian is impressed with the collection. Peter says that he was cool back in the day. Peter is saying that, back when he was in high school, he was a cool boy. All of us here at TD English hope that you're enjoying these videos, but we need your help. The YouTube algorithm doesn't really support us because we are a young channel. If you enjoyed these videos, please spread the word by copying the link to this video to Facebook, Instagram, Reddit, or any other form of social media that you use. We need our community of English learners to work together to allow us to produce more of this content. We also want to thank all of you for subscribing and helping us. It is greatly appreciated. You're doing great. Let's look at our sixth phrase. The name of this phrase is, in good hands. The meaning of this phrase is, when something or someone is being taken care of or managed by a person that is trustworthy and capable. An example of this phrase is, my 1-year-old son is learning to swim in a deep pool, but I'm not worried. He's in good hands. My wife is very responsible and will watch him carefully. This means that the little boy is being cared for very carefully while learning to swim. Another example of this phrase is, Brian and Sarah are going hiking high up in a remote mountain. However, there's nothing to worry about because they are in good hands. Their friend, Terrence, is an experienced guide that will surely manage the trip very safely. To summarize, in good hands means when a responsible person or group takes care of someone or something carefully. Great! Now let's look at some video clips for examples of this phrase.
Mayor Lionheart is just gonna be so jazzed.
No, let's not tell the mayor just yet.
And I sent it, and it is done, so I did do that. All right, well, I'd say the case is in good hands. Us little guys really need to stick together, right? Like glue.
In this clip, the assistant to the mayor is helping Officer Judy. After helping Judy get a police case, she says that it's now in good hands. The assistant is saying that the case has been assigned to a responsible person and she is confident that it will be managed well.
Don't be nervous, buddy.
It's only overnight.
We'll be back before you know it.
Besides, you boys are in great hands.
That's right. Eugenia is practically perfect in every way.
In this clip, Tim's parents are leaving Tim and the boss baby alone with a babysitter. Tim's parents think the babysitter is responsible, so they tell the kids that they are in good hands. The parents believe the babysitter is a responsible and skilled babysitter that will care for the children well. They are wrong.
Where am I?
Not to worry. You're in good hands. My hands! I am the village doctor.
In this clip, Puss has awoken in the care of the village doctor. The village doctor tells Puss not to worry. He is in good hands. The village doctor is saying that he is a responsible and caring person that will help him. Okay, we've come to our last phrase. The name of this phrase is, chip off the old block. The meaning of this phrase is, this is said when someone is very similar to their parents in character or behavior. An example of this phrase is, I was once an all-star hockey player and I think my son is a chip off the old block, because he is very skilled. The man is saying that his son is very similar to himself in that he really seems to be a great hockey player. Another example of this phrase is, my son seems to always be smiling. I think he's a chip off the old block. The man is saying that his son is just like him, a person that smiles a lot. To summarize, a chip off the old block means to resemble a parent either by behavior, ability, or physical resemblance. Fantastic! Now let's look at some video clips for more examples of this phrase.
I'm here! Now where's that millionaire chip off the old block I call Sonny Boy?
Get in, Dad. I'll explain on the way home.
Oh, I knew you'd blow it.
In this clip, Homer's father has come to see his other son, Bruce. The father thinks that Bruce is a chip off the old block. The father is saying that Bruce is a smart, successful man, just like himself. But after Homer visits him, Bruce loses all his money and success.
Hear that, Marion? They won!
I heard. I think you should punish him.
My son won $50 in his first poker game. Oh, he's a chip off the old block, Marion.
But we sort of lost the last hand, though.
Oh, how much?
Everything, including the money that we earned.
In this clip, Richie tells his father that he won $50 in a poker game. His father is very proud and says that Richie is a chip off the old block. His father is saying that Richie is just like him, a skillful poker player. His father is wrong. Richie does not play poker well.
Everything is just right.
Oh, now you've made me cry.
Now, what say we all go home and hibernate?
Hey, Goldie, you are a chip off the old block.
Well, what can I say? I won the orphan lottery.
In this clip, Goldilocks is saying how happy she is with her family, the bears. She suggests that they all go home and hibernate. The father bear is happy to hear this and says, "Goldie, you are a chip off the old block." The father bear is saying that Goldie acts just like him. He is very proud. Congratulations, you've completed the video. I hope that you will now understand these phrases when you hear them in the future.